What's up, YouTube? Zach's back with another attack, and in the past we've talked about the best and the worst worlds from Birth by Sleep. As you can see on my shirt, I'm kind of wearing the wrong shirt today though because we're going to be talking about the 5 best worlds from Kingdom Hearts 1 today. But before we get into that, what did Snow White say when Walgreens hadn't finished printing out her pictures yet? Maybe someday my prince will come. If you like darkness and hanging with Heartless, then you are not Sora, but you may be looking for a channel to watch. Zack to the future. Alright YouTube, so let's get right into it. Kingdom Hearts came out in 2002 to some major praise for its strangely satisfying marriage of Final Fantasy and some Disney elements. It even went on to become the 10th best-selling PlayStation 2 game of all time. One of the best parts of this game is seeing Sora and friends go from a beautiful, original world that is Destiny Islands to many worlds that have been ripped straight out of Disney movies that make you feel as though you're actually playing through the movie. Some of them are just so accurate to the movie that I can't even watch the movie without feeling like I should be playing it anymore. I remember my first time playing this game. I had no idea which worlds were included, and I was loving even the most tedious of gummy ship missions because I knew that once I finished them, I got to find a brand new Disney world filled with many favorite characters for me to enjoy playing with. At number 5, I have Atlantica. Tomorrow will be a video further explaining why this world isn't as bad as everyone makes it out to be, but I think that everyone can admit this world is much better in Kingdom Hearts 1 than in Kingdom Hearts 2. In the first game, the story of Atlantica is extremely true to the Little Mermaid movie. It's the biggest change in the game, not only as far as gameplay, with Sora and gang swimming instead of walking, but also in visual terms, since Sora turns into a mermaid, merman? I don't know. Donald turns into a squid, and Goofy turns into a turtle. The world is sprawling, and feels like one of the most open world environments in the whole game, requiring the use of a dolphin or the mermaid kick ability to access certain areas is a good way to hinder you, but only until you figure out how to do it, at which point you feel a sense of accomplishment. I also really like how in this world, King Triton brings back up the world order, something which Donald speaks of at the beginning of the game, and then the trio proceeds to disrupt the world order at every turn possible. He also kind of mentions how not all Keyblade Masters are good, and that ends up playing into the series as a whole. One of the few times this game really does fit into the rest of the series so well. Besides the first mention of protecting the world order and King Triton referring to it here, this really isn't even a thought again throughout the series. In the Toy Story trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3, however, protecting the world order is brought back into the story, so perhaps Kingdom Hearts 3 will be a bit more conscious of this plot point they set up. At the end of the day, I would play this world in the first game 100 times over before willingly playing it in the second game again. My only question now is how Ursula was able to be out of the water to join the villains in their meeting with Maleficent. Kinda weird, huh? The 4th best world in Kingdom Hearts 1 is Destiny Island. This world is beautiful and extremely nostalgic since it's the first world you ever really experience in the game. And for many, the first world they ever experienced in the whole series. Of course, technically, Dive to Heart comes before Destiny Islands, but that's even more of a tutorial world, and I really don't even count it as a world of its own. Typically, I just include it as a part of Destiny Islands. The world does have its drawbacks, such as hunting for coconuts and having to smack the Steamboat Willie out of trees until one of those magical yellow coconuts drop, having to race Riku and be taunted when he wins and your gummy ship can't be named Nipples McStarship, and the fact that it can be a bit slow at times, but really, this is the world that draws us into the game and really makes us care about these characters right from the get-go. One of my biggest complaints about Birth by Sleep is how unnatural the friendship feels between Terra Aqua and Ventus. In this game, Sora, Riku, and Kairi feel incredibly close, and the bond between them is believable enough that you care about them from the first cutscene forward. Lastly, this is the only world that really has a big change, in that it starts out bright and poppy.
I'm Poppy.
But then we experience it being consumed by darkness, and the music becomes much more intense. The world turns dimly lit, Heartless appear everywhere, and it's raining. More worlds should change in some way because I think it made the world feel more alive in the scope of things. I'm really hoping that Destiny Islands comes back in all its glory in Kingdom Hearts 3, since it had a world map icon in Birth by Sleep, but only allowed a cutscene. Being able to freely roam Destiny Islands and maybe even the other islands where we see Kairi and Selphie in Kingdom Hearts 2 would be so exciting to me and just make Kingdom Hearts 3 that much better. In third place is Agrabah. Aladdin is one of my favorite Disney movies, especially because of Robin Williams' incredible performance as Genie, and though these games use Homer Simpson as Genie, it's still enjoyable, and the story is fairly true to the movie. Even the parts that are more Kingdom Heartsy than straight from Aladdin are done so in a seamless and believable way. Fighting not only inside of the Cave of Wonders, but also beating up the cowardly Lionhead himself is a fun treat that I never would have expected when I first started playing this game. The fight with Jafar is fun, if not a bit easy, and after Sora flies out of the Cave of Wonders on Magic Carpet, which is a fun roller coaster ride of a minigame, unlike some other minigames I know, and it really changes pace and is visually stunning, especially on the HD collections. I'm not as much of a fan of the confusing twists and turns that are inside of the Cave of Wonders, and how if you fell off a ledge, you fell all the way down to the water at the bottom and have to restart the confusion, but I remember the first time I played the game, and I didn't mind it as much because it just meant I got to explore a little bit more. The world is great, from the scenery to the voice acting to Genie being comical while still helping Jafar during the boss fight. The imperfections leave it at number 3, however. Number 2 is Traverse Town, the hub world of Kingdom Hearts 1, where you first start your journey, where you first meet Leon, Aerith, Yuffie, and Sid, where you first meet Donald and Goofy, for crying out loud. How can you not love...
What do you know, you big coyote?
What do I know?
And... And of course... I remember coming here as a kid and losing to Leon every time, and I thought it was impossible to beat him, but now I can pretty easily beat Leon, even though when you lose, and when you win, you lose. Oh well. I always crack up at Donald and Goofy coming into the areas as soon as Sora leaves them, and I wonder to this day what happened to Pluto, since he wakes up Sora, then Sora just kind of abandons him. PETA! Not you. Not you either! Of course, this world isn't just the first visit. Sid becomes a vital source of gummy blocks, including the Warp Gummy, which is just invaluable. Merlin lets you go to 100 Acre Woods. Fairy Godmother teaches you summons. Riku's path to darkness goes full speed ahead when Maleficent shows him what he thinks. And is Sora caring more about Donald and Goofy than about him? This world isn't based on a Disney movie, so that may make some people like it less, but it does have an amazing story, and the elements within it make it so that we constantly come back for various reasons, whether it's to buy new items and accessories, to get advanced gummy blocks installed, or even just to return some Dalmatians. Even the Oathkeeper Keyblade is obtained here, which is one of my personal favorite Keyblades in the game. And for all these reasons, Traverse Town is the second best world in Kingdom Hearts 1. Rounding out the top 5 in the OG Kingdom Hearts is... Hollow Bastion! I talked a little bit about this in my Birth by Sleep Worlds video when I discussed Radiant Garden. The first time I experienced Hollow Bastion, I was entranced in the scenery and quickly enraged with Riku's attitude, and quite frankly just as excited as heck to have Beast join my party. I was just a ball of mixed emotions, ready to kick Riku's ass. That is until I was stuck with that dingy little wooden sword from Destiny Islands. Then I was just scared. I could barely damage low-level Heartless. How was I ever going to defeat Riku? Or Maleficent? Well, I'm sure you all know how this world ends, and the visuals are amazing, if not a bit boring by the end. But the puzzles are short and enjoyable, so they're fun, but they don't wear out their welcome. And this really feels like the ultimate culmination of all your hard work in the game this far coming to a climax. Honestly, the game could have ended here, and at one point it was supposed to, but then Square Enix decided they wanted to make Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, the main bad guy, rather than Maleficent. And the rest is history. Honestly, I'm quite glad that they did do that, because while this world's awesome, having it end here wouldn't have really felt right. At least knowing now what we know with Ansem, Seeker of Darkness, how he plays into the entire future of the game. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3 has been 13 years in the making or something, and his story's not even done yet. So what they set up here is the basis for everything else in this game, and it's crazy to me that at one point none of that was supposed to even be in the game. So what do you guys think? Is this accurate? Did I do a good job? Or do you totally disagree with everything on my list? Maybe you really love Tarzan, or let's face it, who did that? Or maybe you just hated that I put Atlantica on this list at all, because a lot of people probably feel that way. Let me know down in the comments though, guys. Leave a comment in the shoe rack. In the meantime though, I'm Zach. Don't you do crack, and I'll catch you in the future.